Well, you've all seen the ground fishing adventure now where I've caught my PB. Well, hopefully you've all seen it. The first PB that was caught off the bottom, not on a cheeky zig, was actually on this setup. And this is the D-Rig that Bobby and I were using with a lot of confidence. So at the beginning, we started with a mix of quads as hook baits or boilies, and Bobby tried the tiger nuts, which turned out to be the best hook bait over the baited areas that we were fishing. And it's my old absolute faithful, take it anywhere, because I know it's a #1 top 3 rig for me, absolutely anywhere on planet Earth, and it is the Blend D-Rig. So it incorporates the Blend Fluorocarbon. This is the 20 pound in soft, and the D-Rig, I still prefer to tie it all so the D is formed from the fluorocarbon. So to tie the rig, you get yourself a size 4 comb V. I like a nice big hook on the D-Rig. 2s and 4s are my go-to. So size 4 comb V, make a loop with the Blend Fluorocarbon against the shank. So you will have a little bit of tag end, if you like, pointing up away from the eye. Then take the loop and then go up the shank once, and then 5 or 6 times down the shank the other way, and then take the tag end and pull it nice and tight, but not so tight that you can't move it down the shank to get it into position, because that's the knot that forms the beginning of your D. So once you've done that, you've moved it down to the position. I like to put the D level with the barb. That's a nice position, but based on the buoyancy of the hook baits, I may tinker with that, but don't overthink it. Level with the barb is absolutely bang on. Then you get yourself a Vitabit micro rig swivel. It's a size 16, so it's a small swivel. You can use the Vitabits micro ring swivel size 18, but the rig swivel, I like it because it hasn't got a ring on it. And then you slide that onto the long bit. Okay, you slide that down, then you begin tying your knotless knot. So when I use fluorocarbon, I'm very careful. So I begin tying my knotless knot, but then before I go back through the back of the eye, I whip twice up the barrel of the knot as well, and that stops the knot from flexing and causing friction on the eye and the fluorocarbon. So you get that sort of, that serration, if you like, if it's on a protracted fight, and that just stops it, because it sort of squeezes everything together, stops it moving. Next up, get yourself a bloodliner, aligner large, thread that down onto the shank, work it nicely down. I like to, a lot of people sort of have them hanging quite a way off. I push it all the way down, so there's only 3 or 4 mil of the bloodliner aligner protruding from the eye of the hook. That, I think, gives you the perfect performance for your rig. Then you take a 30 mil tungsten blend anti-tangle sleeve, slide that on, and then tie it to a QC swivel that I've got into the Vitabits pin leg clip. Now, people say, why are you using a QC swivel if you're tying a knot to it? That's because I don't want to keep changing the swivel that's into the lead system. It means I can quite simply, if I change to a spinner rig and I've got a crimp loop on the end, I don't have to put on a new swivel. I can cut that rig off and then just put the loop on, and I'm fishing again nice and quickly. That's why I like to use the QC swivels. It's a size 8 Vitabits QC swivel. It's in there and I can easily interchange rigs. So it's a nice, simple reason. And then I touched on the hook baits. It turned out the tiger nuts were the one on this session. I've always got a tub of the power particles from Mainline in the van. These are the tigers. There's a few different colours in there. You've got black ones, you've almost got white skinned ones, and then you've got the classic traditional tiger nut. And what I've done is I've drilled it out, probably gone about 4 mil into it, and I've got the same equivalent length of cork plug. So it's a narrower 5 mil cork plug. Then quite simply, you thread that on to a bit of floss. So you put the needle through the tiger nut, then the cork plug, pull it all into itself, and then pull that onto a bit of floss that's on the micro rig swivel, and then pull it down and blob it, or put on a boilie stop and tie it off, and you are ready to go. And that's the beauty of it. You can interchange it. I like a bit of buoyancy in this rig, makes a difference. And as you saw, we were fishing for really, really cute carp on the avenue, and the little balanced tiger nut over the bait was the one. Great setup. It caught me my first PB that I hadn't beaten for a very, very long time, and then I went and gazumped it on a zig. So a great, great bottom bait rig that you can take anywhere on planet Earth.